Okay, we're on there. Blocks or straps are needed today, so anything to bring the floor up to you if you don't have blocks, or dressing gown strap or belt if you haven't got a strap will do fine. So grab your bits and then we'll sit down and get started. Ready, ladies? Let's go. Okay, so sit yourself down in a position then that's comfortable for you. And then close into the eyes if you're happy to do so. Think about then the breath and how the breath is travelling up the spine on the inhale. And down the spine again on the exhale. So really tune in now to the breath at the start of the class. And allow the breath to slow and to equalise. Find balance between the inhale and the exhale. So try to use your count of 4 as you inhale. And the count of 4 again as you exhale. Really allow the body and the mind to become quiet and still. Use this time now to allow the story and thoughts from the day and the week before you to just drift away momentarily, allowing you to be present on your mat. So as you breathe in, really find length through the spine. And as you exhale, take the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale again, find length through the spine. Exhale then and relax and release into the hips. So I want you to pay attention to the breath at the start of the class. You've worked on just slowing it slightly and allowing it to balance out. But we'll revisit the breath at the end of the class in our relaxation and work on lengthening the exhalation. So take note now of how the body feels, how the breath feels, so that you can make a comparison at the end of the class. So again, when you breathe in, lift up through the spine. And then as you exhale, let go of anything that no longer serves you. Inhale, open the eyes. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, come up to centre. Exhale, so to look over the right shoulder. Inhale, back to centre. Exhale, up to the ceiling. Inhale to centre. Exhale over the left shoulder. Inhale, back to centre. Same loop again, chin to the chest. Breathe in and lift up. Exhale over the right shoulder. Inhale to centre. Exhale up to the ceiling. Inhale back to centre. Exhale looking over the left shoulder. Coming then back to centre. So then I want you to take the right ear to the right shoulder. Draw then the left shoulder away in opposition. So really feel that stretch down the side of the neck. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the left, drawing the right shoulder away. Allow then the nose to roll forwards, bringing it to the right shoulder in a semicircle motion, and then back the other way. And again, to the right. Again then to the left, but this time follow it round, full circle. You look like a yeti if you're like me and my hair is all over my face. And around again. One more this way. Okay, take it back the other way. So come towards the right shoulder, all the way around. And again. Making this your last loop. Coming then up to centre. Okay, arms are coming out to the side. So you want to make sure that your elbows are at shoulder height. My chest really hurts. I did a body pump class on Friday and I haven't done one for about a year. I'm in bits, absolute bits. Okay, so push those elbows back. Don't cry, because it hurts. Okay, draw the elbows together. Take it back out. And again, draw it in. Draw it out. Oh, we've lost somebody. I think we've lost Charlotte. And again, bring it in. Take it out. Hands come up. Fingertips touch. Exhale down. Take it up. Exhale down. Last one, take it up. Exhale then down. Now you're going to twist towards the right. Centre. Towards the left. Back to centre. So then allow that movement to become fluid. Turning from one side to the other. When you're ready, come back to centre. Drop the hands down, push them behind you. I'm not sure if she's joined us on Facebook or not. I hope so. Lift up again. Exhale back. Lift it up. Last one, push all the way back. And release the arms, roll the shoulders back and down. Okay, right hand comes beside you. Chloe's stripping already. Left hand comes up alongside the ear. Girl. So push the floor away, bring the right ribs out from underneath. And then stretch, breathe, grow and expand into that left side. Walk the right hand, here she goes, a little bit further away. Push the floor away that little bit more. Breathe in, lift up, wimble the arms over to the other side. So you're going to push into that left hand this time, bringing those left ribs out from underneath. Then again, breathe, grow and expand this time into the right side. Walk the hand a little bit further away, increase that stretch. Energy through the fingertips. When you're ready, breathe in, lift up, coming back to centre. So you're going to breathe in, lift the arms up. And then we're going to twist to the left. Push the hands behind you. Inhale, come up to centre. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. One more each side. So really stretch all the way up. Exhale and twist. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to the right. Coming then back to centre. Walk then the fingertips forwards. And allow the weight of the head to hang heavy. So this posture will look different for everybody. You may be up quite high, you may come down, bringing the forehead to the mat. You may just come down onto the forearms, whatever works for you. Each exhale, try and get the chest centre closer towards the floor. So try not to round through the back, draw the shoulders then away from the ears. When you're ready, slowly roll up. Take the hands then in front of you, interlace the fingers. So you're going to imagine a big ball between the arms. Think about the shoulder blades behind you separating. And then your chin comes down to the chest. So push the knuckles away, spread the elbows out wide and spread those shoulder blades back behind you. On the inhale, turn the palms to the ceiling. Push up, arms alongside the ears. On the exhale, the hands come apart, fingertips come behind you, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back and down, draw the knuckles to the mat, look up. Now we're going to pivot forward from the hips again here as we did just now, leaving the arms back behind us. I'll show you from the side. As you exhale, you're coming forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together, draw these arms up back behind you. So again, this will look different for everybody. You may be comfortable here. You might be able to come all the way down to the forehead, bringing the arms up overhead. Whatever works for you. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. When you're ready, slowly come up. Gently release the hands. And then take both legs out in front of you. So we're going to point through the toes. Lift then the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. Again, rolling through, point through the toes. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. And again, rolling through, point those toes. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. And then relax and release the feet. Now spread and separate the toes. Remember, only one of my feet can do this. This one does not play ball. The big toe separates massively, in fact. The others, they stick together. Okay, now curl the toes over. Then again, spread and separate the toes. With all the will in the world, they just don't move. And then curl them over. And relax and release. Then windscreen wiper the feet from side to side. And then we're going to come up, so lift the arms up. Think about lifting out the pelvis. We're going to come over into our forward fold, but it doesn't matter whether we touch the toes or anything, we're just coming forwards, warming up rather than doing our deep stretch. We'll come back to this at the end of the class. So think about where you come down to at the beginning and then see where you come to at the end, and hopefully you'll make a comparison. When you're ready, breathe in, lift. Exhale, flex forward towards the toes or the legs or the mat beside you. Now on the inhale, you're going to stretch forwards a little bit further and come back up. Exhale, flex forwards again, a little bit deeper this time. Keep a flex in those feet, heels in contact with the mat then, and pop up. Now again on your inhale, stretch forwards a little bit as you then come up. Exhale, last one here, coming down. So really note where you are in this posture. Taking the shoulders away from the ears, think about the flex coming from the hips, not the middle back. When you're ready, you come forwards that little bit, and up you come. Relax and release the arms down beside you. Okay, we're going to come round onto our all fours and go through our cat-cow stretches. I don't know what we're going to do after that yet, I've yet to decide. Okay, so hands are underneath your shoulder. Oh, I'm coming off some Facebook thing there. There we go. Hands are underneath the shoulder, shoulder width apart. Knees underneath the hips, hip distance apart. Front of the feet then and resting on the mat. Now you're going to drop the head, drop the tailbone, push up through the back. Now on your inhale, drop the belly to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone and look up. And again, exhale, roll through, drop the head and tailbone, pushing up through the back. Inhale, belly drops to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone, looking up. Last one, drop the head and tailbone, push up through the back. Inhale, belly to the mat, lift the head, lift the tailbone and look up. And then come back to the neutral position. So I'm going to face forwards with this one because otherwise you're not going to see my legs. So we're going to work into the hips. We're going to take each leg, I'll quickly show you before we do it, up. It's then going to come out to one side. And try not to lift the hands, try and keep both hands in contact with the mat. So it's coming up to the side in a flexed foot position. On Facebook it's flexed. Okay, and then from there you're going to change from that flex to a point. Take the leg then back behind you. Now you're going to think about opening this hip. So if you see, I don't know which is the best way to show you that. Probably there. So if you see it here, if you don't open the hip, the foot's higher than the knee. Now if you open that hip up, you can bring the foot down so that it's almost in line with the knee. So you want to think about opening that up and twisting. We'll then do that 3 times and then do the other side. So hands are underneath the shoulders if you've moved, and knees underneath the hips. We're then going to lift that left leg up behind us. There's the door behind me now. I'm not positioning myself very well today. Okay, so flex the foot and then bring it round to the left side. So you're keeping both palms in contact with the mat, looking over your left shoulder at the left foot. Owie. Okay, from there, point the toe. Now take it round back behind you. Turn your gaze so it's over the right shoulder. Push into then the left hand and open that left hip so that your right foot and knee come into line. Beautiful. When you're ready, take it back, flex the foot, bring it back to the left. Very well done. They were all in lovely alignment. Those that I can see. Facebook, I'm sure they were beautiful too. Change them from that flex to the point, bring it round, and again, by the side. Really open. Last one, flex that foot, bring it round to the left, look over the shoulder, change from a flex to a point, take it back around, opening that left hip, coming then back down to the neutral position. So same on the other side. Left, right, right one, right one. Not to even think about that this time. Right foot comes up to the side. So again, push into those palms, keep them in contact with the mat. So you're going to then look at your right foot, change from a flex to a point, bring the leg round over to the left. So you're opening the right hip this time, really push into the right hand, looking back then at your foot over your left shoulder. Lovely jubbly. And again, bringing it round, flexing through the foot, looking over then the right shoulder. Change from that flex to a point, bring it round, up and over. So again, really twist that hip. Last one. From that point to the flex, bring it round to the right, look over the right shoulder. Change from that flex to a point, bring it round and behind, then again, look over the left shoulder. Bring in then the knee to the neutral position. Push the hips back, come into your child's pose. The hips come back to the heels, forehead to the mat, walk those fingertips forwards. So really feel under the armpits opening up. Feel the stretch from the midbrain all the way down the central nervous system of the spine, right into the pelvis. Really tuck that tailbone under. And then when you're ready, breathe in and lift up, and then come down to lay on your fronts, however you may like to do so. Okay, so we're going to do, I think most of you on Zoom have done it before, the sequence where we are going to lift our chest center. So we're going to push into the arms, and then lift each knee back behind us. We then lift the knee and straighten the leg. Then what do? Oh no, we just bend the knee first. Then we bend and lift. Then we bend, lift and straighten. And then we'll lift all up into our lotus position. Okay, just gas it on now. Hands in front of you then. So you've got the forearms in front of one another. And then take the forehead to the mat. And think about, I'm going to leave my head up so I can actually talk to you and you can't hear me muffling into my mat. Your feet back behind you, don't want to be any further than hip distance apart. And you're really going to push the front of the feet and the pubic bone into the mat. So forehead to the hands. Now when you're ready, push into the front of the feet and the pubic bone and the forearms. Lift the head and the chest center. Now bend into your left knee. On your exhale, lower back down. Inhale, push into the feet, push into the pubic bone, push into the forearms, lift the head and the chest center. Now bend into the right leg. Exhale, lower back down. Again, breathe in and lift up. Now bend into that left leg. Now lift the knee. Lift the chest a little bit more. Beautiful. Lower back down, lowering the forehead. And then again, breathe in and lift up. Lift the head and chest centre. Bend the right knee. Now lift that knee. Lift the chest centre that little bit more. Really push into the arm. Exhale, lower back down. Lowering the chest centre. So again, breathe in and lift the head and chest centre. Now bend the left leg. Lift the knee. Now straighten that leg back behind you. Lift the chest and lift the leg. Keep breathing. Don't forget to breathe. Back bends often make you go. Exhale, lower back down. So again then on the other side. Breathe in and lift up. Bend into the right leg. Now lift the right knee. Straighten the leg. Lift then the leg, lift the chest. Exhale, lower back down. Now I want you to breathe in and lift the head and the chest centre. Pushing the front of the feet then into the mat. You're then going to take the arms in front of you and lift the feet off the floor. So lift into the chest, lift into the feet. Now flip the hands over so the little fingers are together and the thumbs are outside. Now don't let the feet come out back behind you, keep them together. Push the thumbs away from one another. Keep breathing. Now exhale, take the arms down to the side of the body. Relax and release. Take the hands in underneath the shoulders. Push the body up. And then you're going to bring the chest centre down. Leave the hips up so tailbone stays lifted. Come into your extended puppy pose. So really stretch those fingertips forwards. Bring the chest towards the mat. Tailbone still in the air. Now walk the hands back. Come into your child's pose. And relax there for just a moment. When you're ready, you can slowly roll up. And we're going to come to stand at the front of our mats and grab your blocks. Losing my trousers. It's never good, is it? Okay. What are we doing first? Okay. So you want to place your blocks, cushions, boxes, books, whatever you may have, in the middle at the front of your mat. You're losing my head with that. I'll move back its head. Just lift it up a little bit. You don't need to see my face though, right? Okay, so we're going to come first into our reverse triangle pose. So we're going to use this to push and twist. So you may be able to remove some blocks when you're there, but I would recommend sort of lifting yourself up out of the posture slightly before moving them, so that you don't end up injuring anything. So, come to stand both feet either side of your blocks, boxes, cushions, whatever you have. It's just to bring the floor up to you. And if you don't have anything, doesn't matter, because we can use our hand and our leg. You just don't put too much pressure on it. So, you're going to take a big step back, first of all with the right leg. Big step back behind you. Then you want to think about separating the distance between your feet. So think like train tracks rather than tightrope. So nice and open. Now check that the back toes are facing as far forwards as they can be. So if you think if that foot was turned out slightly, your hip then is turned outwards and you're not nice and square. So having those toes facing forwards brings the hips together nicely. Now, front leg, think about drawing the calf muscle forwards towards that shin bone. Protect the ankle. Draw the thigh muscle up, then protecting the knee. Now I've got to work out which way we're going where. There we go. It's just a little arm movement in my head. Okay, left hand comes on the hip. Right arm's going to breathe in and lift up. So both legs are staying straight and strong. You're going to flex them from the hips, bringing the hand forwards towards your blocks or books or cushion or whatever you may have. Now if you find that this is reasonably easy and you can go deeper into it, take a slight bend in the front knee as you remove one block, straightening it out, bend again if you want to take it out, remove 2 blocks, and then you can bring the hand to the floor. But it all depends on your body, doesn't matter where you are, just as long as it's right for you. From here then, we're going to push into that hand on whatever prop you're using and twist the body towards the left. Then raise the left arm up. So both legs are straight and strong. Your hips are pushing backwards. You're engaged through the muscles of the legs. You're pushing into that right arm to then twist and open through the chest centre. Gaze comes up to the left hand. If you don't like the gaze up, you can bring the gaze down to the toes at the front. Keep breathing here, pushing that floor away. Allowing each breath to allow you to get deeper into the pose. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Get those happy hormones released. And the energy, we're all feeling tired, I think, when we started. Right, from here, bend the leg and then come up. And if you're using blocks, bring them with you. So our legs in the next posture, pyramid pose, are going to be exactly the same. Making sure that you're drawing the muscles forwards towards the shins and lifting the thighs up so that you don't hyperextend, particularly around the knee area. I'm the worst for that. Okay, so hands are on the blocks. You may not need them, but you're going to bring them down with you as you come down. If you don't need them, then you can remove them. If you don't have them, I'll show you where you're putting your hands when we get down there. So think about all those muscles being nicely engaged. So again, both legs are straight and strong. So we're going to flex forward from the hips, not the middle back, bringing the blocks then to either side of that front foot. So you may find you can come further down with your blocks. Think about what works for you. Don't stretch it so hard that the leg muscles are shaking. Just keep breathing into it. Now if you haven't got any blocks here, you can't reach towards the floor. So if you have blocks but you don't need them, you can take the hands to the floor, you won't need your blocks. If you don't have them but you can't quite reach the floor, you can take the hands on the front shin gently. Don't rest on the knee and don't put the weight on it, just allow them to gently rest there, all the while pushing the hips back. So from a side view, your legs are both nice and straight and the flex is coming from the hips, not from the back. So you want to think about being nice and straight, hips are pushing backwards, legs are nicely engaged. Each exhale, getting that little bit deeper. See if you can take one of the props away. Keep pushing those hips back, keep breathing. Two more breaths here. Really exhale into that posture. Now you're going to bend the front leg, discard your blocks if you were using them or whatever you were using. We're going to step back to our downward dog. When we're up in our downward dog, we're going to come into a 3-legged dog and we're going to bring the foot through to a lunge. So hands frame that front foot. You're then going to step back to your downward dog position, pushing those heels towards the mat. Now lift into that left leg into a 3-legged dog. Bend then the elbows, look forwards, and bring that left foot through between the palms of the hands. Coming up then to a high lunge position. If you want to here, you can drop the back knee down. So you've got the option to come into the lower lunge with that back knee. Now make sure either low lunge or high lunge that your knee's above your ankle. Bring then your prayer to your heart centre. So draw the back knee up if it's raised and push the back heel towards the wall behind you. Now really push the palms of the hands together for the energy then through the centre of the heart. On our exhale, we're going to twist. Right elbow comes towards the left knee. Gently rest and then push those hands together, looking towards the left elbow. When you're ready, breathe in, come back to centre. Now we're going to take that twist a bit deeper. So you're going to take your right arm, crossing it then over that leg. The left arm is going to come up and round back behind you. Now push the right arm into the leg, but push back with that leg, so don't allow the leg to come in. So you want resistance in the left leg, push and twist. Looking back then at the left arm. Remember resistance with that left leg. When you're ready, breathe in, come back to centre. Bring the prayer back to your heart centre. If the back knee's dropped, lift it up now. Step forwards to the front of the mat. And then shake it out. Same then on the other side. So blocks or props of whatever description you may be using, back then at the front of the mat. So again, you may know now whether you're going to need them or not. A lot of the time one side is flexier than the other, but you'll probably generally know whether you can touch the floor without the blocks or not, whether they're going to be a benefit to you or not. So your choice. So again, feet either side then. Oh, my head's totally cut off on Zoom. Hello. We're going to do the same on the other side. So you're going to step back with the left leg. All the way back. Move myself back a tad. Okay, so again, widen through the legs. Back toes face forward so that your hips are nice and square. Draw the thigh muscles up. Draw the calves forwards towards the shins. Take then the right hand on the right hip. Left arm's going to breathe in and lift up. Now exhale, flex forwards from the hips. Hands come to the blocks. So again, push those hips backwards. Straight and strong through both legs. And then again, you can get rid of a block, 2 blocks. Bring the hand then into the centre of the foot. If you've got the flexibility and you want to take it deeper, you can take the left hand to the outer edge, to the outer edge of that front foot, and then twist. So you can be on the inside. If the hand's on the floor, you can take it to the outside, but only if the hand's on the floor. So from here, when you're ready, you're going to push into the left hand, twist the body, raise the right arm. So again, push those hips back, keep breathing into the legs, sending that breath down the backs of the legs. If the gaze up is too much, bring it down to the front toes. Nice balance aspect to anybody who has taken their hand on the outside of the foot. When you're ready, bend the front knee. Bring the blocks up with you. And come up. So again, make sure that the legs are nicely engaged. You're going to flex forward from the hips. Bring the blocks then either side of the front foot. So again, they can be half, they can be all the way up. You can have rid of them entirely. It is up to you. Keep pushing those hips back. Sending the breath down the backs of the legs again. Each exhale, taking the chest centre further towards the thigh. Each inhale, you can lift out of the hips, giving you more space to flex from the hips rather than the back. So again, really use your breath here to get you deeper into the posture. We'll hold it for just a couple more breaths. Keep breathing, keep pushing those hips back. Don't let anything snap, but enjoy the stretch. Now from here, bend that front leg. You're going to step back to downward dog for the same on the other side. So step back, downward dog. Lift the right leg up. Bring it through between the palms of the hands. So again, you've got the option here to drop that back knee, come into a low lunge, or coming up to your high lunge. Whichever you're at, low or high, check the knee over the ankle. Bring the prayer together. So if you've got that knee lifted, lift the knee up to draw it up back behind you, push the heel back. Exhale now. left elbow comes to your right knee. Push the palms together and twist. Gently rest it on the right knee. Taking your gaze into that right elbow. You want to think about getting your prayer towards your heart centre. So the deeper you twist, the more central to your chest your prayer becomes. When you're ready, breathe in, coming back to centre. So again, you've got the option here, high or low lunge. We're going to make that twist a little bit deeper. So the left arm comes across the body, comes onto the outside edge of the right knee. So remember, this leg needs to push back. Right arm comes up, twists back behind you. So that starts your twist. Now push that left arm into the right knee, push the knee back against the arm and deepen the twist. Ooh, I got wobbly there. Looking back at your right hand. From here, when you're ready, breathe in, come back to centre. Prayer comes together. Step that back foot forwards to join the front. And then shake it out. And then we're going to come to sit down on our mats. And then you'll need your straps. Blocks are no longer needed, unless you want to sit on them. So you can, with a forward fold, sit on a block. I'll show you from the side. If you sit on a block, it does help to tilt your pelvis so that when you come forwards, you're less likely to flex from the middle back. So you can, if you have blocks, sit on it. It's up to you. It's very comfortable. Okay, so we'll do each leg first. So I wonder, you might need to come off the block. You need to come off the block if you're doing one of them. Hang on, check in. No, you can still stay on there if you want to. Just have to check that before saying, yeah, crack on and stay, and then somebody topples off the block. Not good. Okay, so we're going to do leg stretches forwards, each leg first, and then come into our forward bend with both legs. At which point we're going to pull our bum muscles out from behind to sit you forwards. Or if you've got a block and you want to sit on one, you can do that too, which will help give you the angle. It's also very comfortable. So first of all, take the right foot in towards the groin. Now, the sole of the right foot wants to be in contact with the inner thigh, so not underneath it, nicely alongside. Flex through the left foot, don't bring it off the heel off the mat, make sure that the heel's in contact with the mat. You can then take the strap around the ball of the foot. You may or may not need your strap when you get there, see how you get on. So I tend to cross my strap just to keep it there as I lift my spine and torso out of the pelvis. However, if you do cross it, when you come back, uncross it, because otherwise it's just not good for your upper body. You want to make sure it's uncrossed. I tend to do that so it doesn't go flying here, there and everywhere. So breathe in, lift the arms up. So really lift out of the pelvis. Now exhale, flex forwards towards then the toes or your strap. Again, uncross it if you've done a me and crossed it. You really want to push that heel away, but without rising the heel off the mat. Toes are coming towards the shins. The flex again comes from the hip, not the middle back. So you can think about exhaling down, relax the shoulders. Now if you've got hold of the straps, you can walk the thumb and the forefinger down the strap to get you deeper. If you can take hold of the toes, that is fine too, but you want to think about taking hold of the toes with the shoulders relaxed. If it makes you round through the upper back at any point, just get this strap, even if you're super close, but just that change makes you round. Keep the strap. And you may find that exhaling deeper down this way will get you there anyway. What you want to think about in this posture, so keep breathing into the pose and getting deeper as you go, is the torso coming into contact then with the thigh. The head comes towards the shin and the ankle. So you're not trying to get the head to the knee. You're thinking about folding the body in half over that leg. So keep those shoulders relaxed. They help the hips then to relax also. Now draw the thigh muscle up towards the hip, push it down into the mat, see if that flexes you forwards that little bit more. On the inhale, very slowly come up. Taking your strap off the foot if you are using one. Same for the other side before we go for both legs. So you're going to then bring the left foot in towards the groin. The sole of the foot again is going to come against the inner thigh on the right side. Flex that foot, making sure the heel stays in contact with the mat. So again, strap around the foot. You may or may not need it. It is up to you. And then when you're ready, you're going to breathe in, lift up, out of the pelvis. Exhale, flex forwards towards the toes or your strap. So again, each exhale, try and get that little bit deeper. Think of lifting out from the pelvis and flexing from the hips. Each exhale, get that little bit deeper. Really use your breath in this posture. Not only to relax you from the shoulders all the way down to the hips, but also sending it to the hamstrings, the backs of the legs to allow them to open up. Your breath is quite dominant when it comes to the stretches, and the more you breathe into the areas that are needed, the deeper you'll get. The more deeper, not going to sound great, was it? The deeper you'll get. So each exhale, getting that little bit deeper again. Think about the torso coming towards the thigh and the head coming all the way down towards the shin and the ankle. Nicely done. Shoulders relaxed. Now draw the right thigh muscle up towards the hip. Push it then down into the mat. See if that hinges you forwards just that little bit more. On the inhale, come up. Take the left leg out to join the right. Okay, so the strap will be around the balls of both feet this time. And then again, it's probably easier crossing it over when they're two because it goes wibbly wobbly. Now, either sit on a block if that's comfortable for you, that's absolutely fine. Or, make myself round here all tanned up. And you can still do it if you're on a block. Think about the nice muscly bits, I'll say muscly, bits of our bottoms coming out and pulling them behind. Now, all that does is it sits you forwards properly, so then you're more likely, and it's easier then to flex from the hips than the automatic flex of the back. So you just draw everything out from behind to sit you forwards ever so slightly over the pelvis. So when you're ready, breathe in and lift up. Exhale, flex forwards then towards the toes or towards your strap. Now if you're using a strap here, be careful not to let your feet roll into one another. So you want to flex through the legs and roll the feet out so that the soles are parallel rather than rolling into one another. Keep drawing the muscles of the legs up to help engage them through the ankles. So again, you're tipping from the hip, walking the thumb and forefinger down the straps if you've got them a little bit deeper. If you've got a hold of your toes, keep those shoulders relaxed. And if you're doubled all the way over, take your breath out the top of the back. Because if you are doubled over, you're not breathing very openly. So send it out the top of the back. Each exhale, getting just that little bit deeper. So inhale, lift from the pelvis. Exhale, deepen down now as far as you can go. Drawing both thigh muscles towards the hips, pushing them down into that mat. Seeing then if you can hinge forwards just that little bit more. Allowing then the body to roll up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then because we've done some folds, we're going to come up into an incline plank before laying down for relaxation. It's not about the posture itself, it's just a counter pose of been laid over. So don't worry about having too much strength in it, it's just to stretch you out. So hands are going to come underneath the shoulders then. You're going to lift the bottom up, tuck the toes towards the mat. So again, you can take the gaze up or all the way back. Just don't do it in the middle because you'll have a voice like this. So all the way back or forwards. When you're ready, lower down. I'll bring my mat in with me. And then relax and release. Pop on anything warm that you want to. Turn the lights down if you want to. And we will go into our relaxation. I'll turn these legs down a little bit. Okay, so lay down then in a position that is comfortable for you. Oh yay, Charlotte, you are on there. I was hoping you were. Okay, so lay down in a position then that's comfortable for you. And then allow the body to relax and release. If the knees are bent, have the feet further than hip distance apart, allowing the knees to rest into one another. Just to protect the lower back. Or you can lay in Shavasana, having the legs out towards the corners of the mat and the arms out ever so slightly from the body, giving the body some space. So tune in now to the body at the end of the class. Any areas of tension or discomfort that you felt at the beginning will hopefully feel a little bit more nourished after the class. Focus now again upon the breath. Whether you feel that the breath is more equal and balanced after drawing your attention to it at the start of the class, and after using the breath so deeply to get into the postures. So any areas that you still feel tension, I want you now to direct your breath to these areas. Allow the breath to be calming and relaxing upon any areas that hold any tension, whether they be internal or external, mind or body. And then slowly begin to draw your awareness inwards, focusing upon the space between your eyebrows. And allowing your story and thoughts for the day and the week before you, if they've been floating around through your class, to just take a pause. We acknowledge them and we'll come back to them later. So now focusing upon the space between your eyebrows, I want you to visualise a circle of any colour of your choice. Now as you inhale, I want you to visualise the circle expanding as you count for 4. And as you exhale, I want you to visualise the circle decreasing in size, almost as if a balloon deflating. Again for a count of 4. Continue this pattern of inhaling and exhaling for 4. Visualising the circle increasing in size on the inhale and deflating or decreasing in size on the exhale. Really focus on balancing that inhalation and exhalation. Hopefully feeling the body relax and release that little bit deeper as you draw your awareness to your breath. And now, if this is comfortable, I want you to extend that exhalation to a count of 5. So visualise that circle becoming smaller still. Deep inhale swells the circle. And as you exhale, count for 5. Deflating that circle a little bit more than before. Still keeping the inhalation for a count of 4. Continue this sequence for a few breaths. Now I want you to notice the effect that lengthening the exhalation has had upon the body. How do you feel each time you exhale? Perhaps you feel lighter. Perhaps you feel heavier. Perhaps you feel the body sinking deeper into the mat beneath you. Perhaps you feel the body floating on the exhalation. The feelings that you feel are personal to you, but tune into them now. And then want to lengthen the exhalation just one more time. Taking that exhale for a count of 6. Continuing with the inhale for 4. And on the exhale for 6, don't grasp at the breath at all. If it's too much, take it back to 5. Allow it to become natural. Training the exhalation to lengthen. Training the body to deepen within its relaxation. We don't often take a restorative response to ourselves. So allowing the mind and the body the time to calm and focus upon the breath. After or before the hustle and bustle of your day, or even at times of stress and tension. If you feel the need to center yourself, drawing that attention to the breath can help. So with this in mind, one last inhale in for 4. One last exhale for that count of 6. Slowly then, whenever you're ready, begin to wiggle into the fingertips and into the toes. Drawing the knees then into the chest one by one. Squeezing them into the body. Gently rocking from side to side, allowing the mat and floor beneath you to massage your back. Roll over onto one side and pause there for just a moment. Using your top arm then to push yourself up to a comfortable seated position, still with the eyes closed. Draw the palms together and rub the hands together to create heat and energy between the palms of the hands. Place the hands in over your face. Breathe in the heat and energy you've created. I open the eyes now to the darkness of your palms and slowly part the fingertips to allow the light to naturally come into your eyes. Now roll the hands down the sides of the jaw, relaxing any tension that may remain here. Bring in your prayer then to your heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you, Facebook guys. Thanks, Charlotte. I'm glad that you got on there. See you soon.